Many animal adoption events happen on the weekend, but for one group, it's not the dogs or the cats they're trying to place, but rather a pet that could live with you for up to 50 years.
This has you thinking, okay, what are we talking about? We know that illegal breeding has caused some problems for the Arizona Game and Fish, and now Jessica has found that more than 100 captive desert tortoises need some forever homes. And you've got to have this commitment, right, Jess, if they're going to live for a few decades.
Good morning, Jess.
Good morning. Yeah, you really do. I mean, they could live 80 years. Some can even live up to 100 years. So a really long time. They can outlive their owners. They have 100 tortoises right here on the property here at Arizona Game and Fish. We're right off of Carefree Highway and I-17. Let me show you my little friend right here. This is LB. Look how cute. Now, tortoises this is one that was held in captivity, so they're different than the ones in the wild. Nancy's joining us today. She's kind of the animal whisperer out here. So talk to me about the illegal breeding and how you are coming to find 100 plus tortoises.
Yeah, the captive population does grow a little bit more every year just due to illegal breeding. It is illegal to move these across state lines, to breed them. In order to have one of the tortoises, you do have to go through Game and Fish. It's an animal that we manage among the 800 different species that Game and Fish manages throughout the state, and this is just one.
And there's a big difference between ones held in captivity and the ones that you might find in the wild.
Yeah, they're going to look exactly the same. But the issue is, in the captive population, you don't know what diseases they may or may not carry. There are some diseases that are pretty common in the captive population that aren't very visible necessarily when it comes to symptoms. And any captive tortoise that ended up out in the wild could really decimate the wild populations, which is, of course, something we really want to avoid.
And then at the National Park Service, they did a really nice video, and kind of telling people, you know, what to do if they do encounter one. And you had an important message there as well.
Yes, if you're out hiking and you are lucky enough to see a wild desert tortoise, like we say about all wildlife, just enjoy it, just watch it. Please don't handle them. Of course, you could have any sort of germs on your hands, but the big thing is these tortoises carry around their own personal Camelback. They carry water, extra water in their bladder, and in order to kind of scare off a predator, they'll release all of that water at once. And that could be potentially very dangerous, especially in the summer heat.
And if you wanted to take one of these little guys home, how do you know you'd make it for a good pet owner?
Yes, these guys really have some great personalities, but some things you have to keep in mind. You need to have a yard. You need to be able to build a burrow. These guys do need to get away from the heat, so they need a burrow. They can't swim, so you need to make sure it's an enclosed space. They can't get to the pool, that they can't interact maybe with dogs and things like that.
Very good. Thank you so much, Nancy. I just wanted to recognize your little friend there.
Yes, I have Gossie. She's one of our great horned owls, and woke her up a little bit to come out here this morning. But
So
she's
beautiful.
one of our other ambassador animals.
So beautiful. So we're going to have all the information on how you can adopt a tortoise if you're interested in that on azfamily.com. Jamie, I don't know, your little friend Chewy might need a friend. What do you think?
Ask her how the desert tortoise gets along with the betta fish. If they could be friends someday.
I mean, he's going to probably outlive you too.
Yeah,
Interesting
maybe.
facts about the tortoises, things I never knew. Thanks, Jess.